For today's Backbenders Club, we'll need 2 blocks, access to a wall, and if you like to use a strap, grab a strap. Get a hold of your 2 blocks and set them at their highest height. Slide your knees hip distance apart and put the tips of your elbows on the edges of the blocks, palms touch, and let your head sink. The sitting bones will fan wide. And you'll begin to hammock the armpits and the front of the chest toward the mat. So you likely know this arm position. It's a lot like headstand. It's also a lot like the king binds. Taking a couple more breaths, you might even walk your knees farther back to get a bigger extension through the shoulders. And then mindfully make your way out of this. Remove your blocks and extend back into a child's pose. Take your knees wide, big toes together, sit back. So there are building blocks to the perfect back bend. We'll prepare the body for where we want it to go. Taking a moment to say thank you for the land that you take child's pose upon. The nations, the people, the history. And on your next inhale, rise up all fours and strike back, downward dog. Taking a couple moments, pedaling out the backs of the legs. And then landing in your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, point your toe, and step your right foot between your hands. Drop your back knee, point the toe, hands to the knee, and let the pelvis fall. So when we're looking at our Eka Padas, our one-legged back bends, we've got this asymmetric position, which is advantageous because we have the front leg to control it. And it also provides information about tightness on one side to the other. Fingertips to the earth, tuck your back toes, take a runner's stretch. Clear out the back of the leg. Take a lunge back into the right knee, send your leg high, point it. Release your foot. Lift your left leg up, point it. Step it between your hands, drop your back knee, point it, hands on the knees, melt the pelvis. So already there should be some information about you, about the beauty that is you. So one thigh might be tight, there might be an injury in the knee. We are attempting to make the impossible possible. Beautiful. Fingertips to the earth. Take a runner's stretch. Kick the heel and observe your back leg. So when we're looking at back bends, we've got pelvis and legs. So there's like a deep opening in the psoas. We've got a compression in the back body. And then we have really open shoulders. Take a lunge back into that front knee, step forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Touch the palms together and then bend your elbows back like you're taking a king pigeon. Take a couple beats and take the shoulders farther back behind the ears. And inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step your left foot back, drop your knee, point your toes, thumbs touch, peel the spine back. Feel the big toe on the left foot control you. Hands down, step your front foot back and lower all the way to your belly. Tense your fingers off your mat, bend your knees and peel up, cobra pose, like you could get your feet to touch your head. Could you imagine? Release your chest, plant your palms, push back, downward dog. Take your heels subtly wider. Let the shoulders drop to the thighs. Lift your left leg up, step it between your hands, drop the back knee, point the back toes, arms up. So with Ustrasana camel pose, your toes actually control the posture. So the front of the foot controls the back bend. Hands down, step forward, inhale, lengthen. Fold. Stand up, palms touch, stay there. Bend your elbows, exhale, look up. Inhale, arms up, and fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step your right foot back, drop the knee, point the toes. Inhale, arms up. Hands down, step back. Lower to the belly. Tent your fingers off the mat, bend your knees, peel up. Cobra, state 2. 1. Release your chest, plant your palms, push back. DD, designated driver, downward dog. Set your eyes. So Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, I don't talk about it a ton in back bends, but it's a key piece so that you're safe. Reach your right leg up, step it through, drop your back knee, point your toes, arms up. Hands down, step forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stand up, arms up, palms touch, stay. Bend the elbows back, look up. Inhale, reach up. Fold over the thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Step your left foot back, drop the knee, point the toe, arms up. Hands down. Step back, high push up. Lower all the way to the belly. Tent the fingers, bend the knees, cobra. Release the chest, push back, downward dog. Set the eyes. So as we start to warm and soften, I'll ask that you take your eyes back behind you. But in order to shift the drishti, you have to be so connected to your legs. Lift your left leg up. Step it between your hands, drop your knee, point your toe, arms up. Hands down, step forward, lengthen. Bow. Reach up, palms touch. Bend your elbows back, look back. Pull drop your knee, arms up, eyes back. Hands down, step back, inhale, high push-up. Lower to the belly, tent the fingers, bend the knees, cobra. Release the chest, push back, downward dog. So there's this one piece of the puzzle that we don't talk about a lot. It's like a little secret. And that's the power of the hamstring. And you might think about it at the gym when someone lays on their belly and they put that weight on the ankle and they bend their heels to their bums. That is a hamstring curl, and that needs to happen. Lift your right leg up. Step it between your hands, drop your knee, point your toe, arms up, eyes back. Hands down, step forward. Inhale, lengthen. Fold over the thighs, stretch up. Release the arms. Feet hip distance, catch your hips. Take a little bend into the knees. Take your pubic bone forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the knees a little bit bent, eyes to the wall behind you. Live in your legs. Stay 3. Stay 2. 1. All the way up, catch your big toes in a forward bend, lengthen. Clear the spine, drop the head, eyes up the wall, Mula Bandha, pelvic floor alive. So you see what happens there in the 7 cervical spine. So you've got 7 bones in the neck. And those 7 bones are gonna compress toward each other, and the eyes are gonna keep you stable. Inhale, lengthen, crow pose or a little squat. Tuck the knees, maybe pick it up for flight. 3, 2, 1, fly back, low push-up. Over the toes, lift the heart. Strike back. Lift your right leg up. Step it between your hands and drop your back knee, arms up. Bend your elbows, thread the right arm under for eagle arms, and then take this into a back bend. Pubic bone drops, elbows high, eyes look behind you. Feel the compression in the neck, but the eyes keep you safe. 3, 2, 1. Untangle, fingertips down. Lift your back knee for side angle. Spin the heel, plant the right palm, left arm up and over. So use this as a way to wring out the spine. Pull the low belly back. What are you looking at? The eyes come down, the hands come down. We're still in our low lunge. Let's play with a hamstring curl. Take your block, put it by your hip, and see if you could squeeze your heel towards your bum and hold your block. 5. I have to go the longest distance because obviously my hamstrings maybe are weak. 3. I hope there's a little bit of information. 2. 1. Release the block, Vasisthasana, side plank on the left. Spinner open, lift it up. Again, a way to clear out the posture that we did before. Eyes down, hands down, low push-up. Over the toes, eyes up. Slide back. left leg up, step it through for Anjani Asana, drop the knee. Elbows out in front, left arm under. So this is Ekapada Raja, but a very deep variation of it. Lift your elbows up, take your eyes back behind you. The right big toe holds you. Melt your pelvis. Release the hands, side angle, spin your back foot, plant your left palm, right arm up. So a teacher of mine says if you're looking for God, he, she, they are in your spine. Hands down again for that hamstring curl. Drop the back knee, and if you have a block, get your block. Take your block and lock it behind the heel and the flesh of the glute and squeeze. This is good information. So eventually for our king postures, we're gonna reach up and just grab that foot. And how we do it is with a strong hamstring curl. Tighter. Beautiful. Release your block, Vasisthasana, side plank on the right. Spin it open, pelvis high, eyes up. 3, 2, 1. Release the shape, come all the way down onto the belly. Catch your blocks. I'm sorry if they're cork, they won't feel that nice, but beggars can't be choosers, and I also have cork. So take the cork blocks or whatever blocks you have and put your hips, your low belly on it. So you're gonna naturally get a little bit more height. Mine's kind of on the iliac crest. 10 your fingers. Are you safe? Take a look at your right foot. Take a look at your left foot. And then could you wiggle the feet 3 inches closer together? So 1.5 on both sides. Look right. Look left. See if you could wiggle them again, 2 inches closer, 1 inch both sides. So this is what a standing back arch should feel like. Look right. Look left. And then bend the knees. You might want to plant the palms, hamstring curl, shoulders back, ears back. 3, 2, 1. Release the cork blocks or blocks from under the hips. Strike back our beloved downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stand up, arms up. Release the arms. Feet hip distance a little bit wider. Catch your waist. One more standing back arch. Bend your knees. You're safe. You're safe. These legs, they've got you. This back, it's got you. Pubic bone forward. Eyes track the wall. Maybe you bend your knees and take your eyes to the baseboard. Stay 3. Big breaths. 2, 1. Slingshot yourself up and thread your palms under your feet. Lift your heart, clear the lower back, hollow the belly, and dive. Eyes up the wall. tip it forward. Inhale, lengthen, little mini squat for crow to headstand back to crow for fun. So we pick it up lightly, a good protraction in the shoulders, a gentle lower. Making your way back to Bakasana. And then releasing the feet in our teeny weeny little squat. Slide yourself forward, downward dog. Lift your right leg up. Sweep it through for king pigeon. Heel is nice and tight to the groin. Some of you might like a block under your hip. Option 1, scissor your thighs so that you're not tumbling side to side. Maybe bend the back knee and catch the ankle. Remember your hamstring curl. For those of you that have a strap or a king bind, grab your foot and work your foot to your head. Releasing the shape sitting over on the right hip. Sweep the left leg around and turn this into a twist. You could fly in side crow. Reach the left hand behind the back. The right elbow catches the knee. Spin it open. Nice. The eyes come forward, so this might get a little bit confusing. You'll come to a standing split on your left foot. So you'll end up kind of far to the side, fold in. Step your feet together. You're on the side of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Okay, so this is a little bit bizarre. Put your palms so that they're in how you would want them in a chaturanga, like even and forward at the top of your mat. Plug your left hip into the hip socket, slide it 6 inches to the center. Pull the right hip into the hip socket, sweep it together. Pick up the left and lower it so it's just between the hands. Pick up the right, you're in the center. Lengthen again. Fold. Stand all the way up. Release the arms, Natarajasana, dancer's pose on your right leg. So king pigeon, basically right side. So find your foot, bend your left knee, catch your ankle. If you have a strap, strap it. Let's dance. Standing split. Step that left foot back and drop the left knee. It's a runner stretch or a full split, and we'll bow forward. So we'll clear out the low back, long spine. Look at your gorgeous feet. Foot. Rising all the way up. So this is kind of like a side angle posture. We're on our bum. Sit to the right. Sweep the left leg around, and it'll either be in a loose half lotus or open wide to the long edge of your mat. So you want your pelvis open. If you have lotus, you'll catch your lotus toe with your left hand and hinge to the right. If the knee is like a janu, you can walk the right hand to the edge, left arm up and over. All the way through center. If you have your blocks, let's play with our jump back. Pick it up, take it back to lower, ride your inhale, ride your exhale. Okay, anything is possible. We did one side. Let's clear with an inversion of your choice. So child's, you might use your block and put it between your L's of your thumb and your pointer finger for pincha. You might take a handstand, a headstand, a crow pose. Pull through the navel center. You're clearing the back bends on the right. Come all the way down, sit back, child's. A little check-in. So yoga takes us from the most periphery of the body, the skin, the bones, the muscles, and it takes us to an inner place, an inner self, the soul, perhaps. Strike back, downward dog. So the poses, they're just trickery for the mind. Lift your left leg up and peel it through Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Tent the fingers, and then again, your options would be to work the inner thigh connection. Maybe bend the back leg and catch it. If you're working a king bind, strap it up or reach back. Release the shape, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Sit on the left, sweep the right leg around, push it down into the floor, spin it open. So you could turn this into a side crow, if that felt like a cool thing to do. The interesting thing about back bends is there's a lot of sensation. And for many of us, that would just be too much and we would run away. The great thing about sensation is it pulls you into the moment. It gives the mind something to attach to. So what do you feel right now? Eyes forward, untangle, take a standing split on the right leg, and you'll be really far to the left-hand side of the mat. Lower your left foot. Take your hands like you're doing a handstand in the center of your mat, but your feet are in a weird position. Plug the right hip into the hip socket and track it 6 inches to the big toe side of the thumb of the left hand. Plug the left thigh in, step it. Pull your right hip in, draw it through center, then left hip pulls through center, lower. Inhale, lengthen. Fold. One more time, lengthen. Fold. Stand up, arms up. Release the arms, Natarajasana, dancer's pose, left side. So the feet come hip distance. You might catch your ankle. You might opt for a full catch of the foot. Let's go fishing. Untangle the shape, take a standing split, and then a big step back for half split or full split, and we'll dive forward over that left leg. And close your eyes. Coming all the way up and sitting over on your left hip for either a Janu or a half lotus, and the pelvis will be open. If you have your lotus, you'll catch the lotus toe with the right hand. Otherwise, both arms will hinge over your long leg. Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, ears back, throat open. 3, 2, 1. Untangle, release the shape. Let's take a vinyasa back. Cross the ankles, float back, lower, ride your inhale. Ride your exhale. It's child's pose or an inversion of your choice. So if you'd like to go upside down, the reason I love it after back bends is that the tendency is for the back to get all floppy. So you pull yourself back through neutral, gorgeous Ren. Yeah, Shauna. Beautiful Airdrie. Yeah, no, trust it. Elbows. Sorry for yelling. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Sit back. You as a child, as like a 5-year-old playing. Rising all the way up, we'll take Virasana, hero's pose. Now take the meat of the calves and sit back. Hands on your thighs, close your eyes. So the toenail side of the foot is how one controls themselves when they're doing Ustrasana. So it's very weird, like when in your life do you use the top of your foot to control your body? So you want the action of kicking a soccer ball, like you want super powerful ankles and the tops of the feet. Either stay as you are or come all the way down for sleeping heroes. Heroes also need to sleep. Get long through the low back. And then slowly climbing yourself up out of this. Catch a hold of a block as you stand up on your knees, and you're going to embody a Pez dispenser. So put the block between your thighs like a little Pez dispenser. And you might tuck your toes, you might point your toes, take the pelvis forward, catch your heels, drop your eyes, and squeeze your Pez. Chest up, knees in. 3, 2, 1. All the way up. Sit back, remove the block from the knees, and we'll take rabbit pose. Tuck your toes, catch your heels, round your back. So your option would be Ustrasana again, or we'll work Legu Vajrasana from the top to the bottom. So standing up on the knees, bring your knees a little bit wider than hip distance and bring your toes a little bit closer together. Catch the waist, and if you're Ustrasana-ing, then do that. Otherwise, feel your glutes. Feel your hamstrings and catch your thumb and pointer finger behind your knee as you go back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Sit back, and we'll rest our hands on our knees, and we'll take a variation of rabbit, but we won't bow forward. Chin to sternum. And imagine that you are made of jello. You don't have bones. For those of you that want to work Kapotasana, you'll go back like a back bend, a drop back, to catch the earth. Otherwise, Ustrasana or Legu one more time. Take a subtle flick of the tailbone forward and back we go. And up we come. Very nice, nice, Deb. Slide forward, downward facing dog, extend back. Clear your belly, and we'll take a forward bend at the back of our mat. So walk in. Catch behind your calves, eyes up the wall. So it's like rabbit pose. We're clearing the back. We're giving space where there was no space. Stand all the way up. Okay. Wall walks. Remember, it is a good day if your back bends make you puke. You want your wall about an arm's distance away, and you might simply tap the wall and come back up. You might walk all the way down to the baseboards. So I'll be about an arm's length, might like a little bit further. Feet as wide as your hips, maybe wider, and honestly, you stop where it feels like a good place to stop, but when you touch the wall, you land there for at least a breath. So you find your final extension, and you take an inhale and an exhale, and then you can come out. 5 of these. Pubic bone forward, back we go. If this is not fun, I don't know what is. Again. Oh yeah. 3 more. Two more. We got it. Yeah, Shauna. Last one. A forward forward bend with the support of our wall. Spin around. Take a bend into the knees. Walk yourself close. Lean your upper back against the wall. You might catch your ankles to push as you traction the spine. Clear it out. Rising all the way up. Okay, so this is a take it or leave it, and then after this we're gonna close down the practice. So this is a scorpion handstand. Now you might just work your headstand, your handstand, or a recline twist. I'm quite close to the wall, like closer than a leg's distance. My hands, it's just like a handstand. There's about 3 feet against me and the wall, away from me and the wall. So I kick up, and then I'm gonna fold one knee back and use the opposite knee to draw it toward my chest, toward my head. Ready, set, scorpion. So let's do right side and then left side, and if you felt comfortable, you could put them both together. So thread the left shin down the wall, eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. Maybe you do a switcheroo. Good work, good work. Nice, Shauna. Couple more moments. And come all the way down. Put yourself into child's pose, tiny. Walk yourself forward onto all fours. Walk your knees to the left-hand side of your mat. Send your left leg back, cross it over, fan your feet, and slide your hips between your heels. Gomukhasana. You might fold forward. Some of you might like to take the right arm up, drop it down the back, and thread the opposite arm through to catch fingers. If you're down, come up, untangle your shoulders. Let's twist it out again. Left forearm to the knee, spin it. Take your eyes through center, come forward onto all fours, untangle that left knee, walk the knees to the right. Lift the right leg up, cross it behind the left, fan the feet, sit back, Gomukhasana. Perhaps you're upright or bowed forward. You might elevate the left arm, urge it down the back with the right, and maybe tangle the hands. Take a bind. Maybe you fold. If you're bowed forward, rise up, give your shoulders a little rotation, and then let's twist it. Right forearm to the left knee, roll it open. The eyes come forward untangled, tip it forward onto all fours, untangle and sit back. So this is a twisted headstand to close. Take it or leave it. You might work your normal headstand. You might take a child's or a shoulder opener. So how it's done is we will do it with one arm either out to the side or tripod. So you might extend your right arm out to the side, and then you'll split and pivot so your foot traces the wrist. So I'll cue it with a tripod stance, and then if you wanted to take the right arm out, you could. So let's set ourselves up into headstand. Hands down. If you wanted to play with the right arm out to the side, great. If not, let's just tripod it. Up we go. Take your left leg forward, your right leg back, and spin your right foot, left foot, so it's the periphery of your right eye's vision. Zipper it all the way through center. If you have one arm out to the side, you might come down and come back up to set the arm. Split the right leg forward, the left leg back, right leg tracks outside the periphery of the left eye. Come all the way up. Come all the way down. Child's pose. Slide yourself forward into a high plank and come all the way down onto your belly. And roll over onto your back. So one more recline twist before we go home to the grave. Tuck your knees in toward your belly. If you like eagle legs, take that. Arms go wide. Legs to the right, eyes to the left. Eyes through center, knees through center. Opposite side, knees fall, eyes fall. Bring your knees through center, your eyes through center. Give yourself a beautiful hug. Does that make sense? A beautiful hug. And then lie on your back, Shavasana. And drape your shoulders and open your heart. So the third Yoga Sutra, Tada Drastu Svarupe Alvastanam, it means that when the mind stops reeling and ruminating and fluctuating and thinking and planning, when for a moment all that stops, yoga happens. Then you land in your true splendor. So allow everything to fall away. You did work, your mind got something to be attached to, and now just linger in this sacred place, this sacred body that's only yours. Take a deep inhale. One more. Move your fingers, move your toes. Stretch your arms, your legs, tuck your knees to your belly, go to the right. And come to a seat. There's a Rumi quote, "Out beyond the field of right and wrong, meet me there." Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes and bow your chin and seal everything, every nuance, every little detail. Let everything else fall away. Lifting our eyes to each other.